Boom. Just in time for the New Zealand match.
Eva just texted me. The friends are fucking going for it.
Oh, jeez. All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Presented by Cedar Sinai. Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's Leroux!
It's a dream return! Welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City preview pod. I'm your host, Mario Salazar, with the amazing and super excited Angela Morales.
Super excited. This might be my most excited, or I am most excited to re-record this ever.
Yes, we recorded this whole episode when we recorded the Portland episode, thinking, hey, we need more time for World Cup content.
Yeah, and we had a funny bit we were gonna do. We had plans.
Yeah, we had plans. I was learning how to use the TikTok voice because I didn't know how to use that. So
yeah,
all of that went in the bin as soon as the Portland game started.
Honestly, as soon as one specific thing happened, I immediately texted Mario, all caps, we have to re-record the San Diego one. Because I was losing my whole entire mind in the stands at BMO. So, our notes just say, cue Angela's Raptor screech, and an all caps text. I was out of my mind. Mario is, enjoying that weekend with his family. It's his son's birthday celebration. And I'm just this game is crazy. Just constantly blowing up his phone for a good 2 hours. That's what good friends do.
Yes. I was being kept informed about what was happening in the most exciting way possible. And
if that's what you want to call
it. And I'll point out at one point I actually started watching the game, because it was eventually the party started winding down and I was able to pop the game on my phone while the kids were watching Bluey, because they are in charge of the TV for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so hit me. Let's recap.
All right,
what happened.
We won. First and foremost, most importantly, we beat the Thorn. Really the thing that everyone should care about. We won. We won 2-1 in a beautiful fashion. So in the 9th minute, Savannah McCaskill, coming off getting engaged, the day or two before her birthday, having the time of her freaking life, scores. The entire stadium goes crazy, because since when do we score first? What is this? Who are we?
Yeah.
Who are
when
they?
Are we? Who? When do we go ahead first? Yeah, when are we up? When are we not trailing?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, and I'll probably say it 5 more times, this is the best game I have seen Angel City play to date. Aside from our very first game, our home opener, inaugural season, winning, that game was different though. Saturday night was the most cohesive unit on the pitch that we have shown up with thus far. People were everyone knew where they were supposed to be. Everyone backfilled when they need to. They moved as a team. Our back line was stupid. Sarah Page and Megan Reed, what? Granted, we've talked about them plenty. I will gush about all 3 of them and how great they are and how wonderful I think they are, and that all of them should just be president. One of those, wave my flag. I love defense. We all know who I am. But the 3 of them, just were different. Everyone was different. I don't know if it's because of World Cup. I don't know if it's because of a switch in training and strategy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care.
Or just the break. I mean, there was this technically is during the World Cup break, so we had a break from the normal season games. This was 2 weeks?
something. I don't know. I have no idea what day.
Time also doesn't mean anything right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I was up till 2:30 this morning watching the U.S. draw against freaking Portugal. That's a different episode though.
We'll talk. That's the next
Yeah,
episode. We'll talk about
yeah.
it.
So we start off this game with Sav's goal. Beautiful. Our set pieces were great. Like everything about this game, chef's kiss, beautiful. But so Sav scores the first goal at the 9-minute mark. It's getting closer to halftime. Morgan Weaver equalizes. You kind of feel the crowd deflate a little bit, but it's like, okay, this is different. We got this. We're going into halftime.
I will say that I text
Cool.
you like after, like I look up the score because you were like, "Oh my god, we scored!" and like it's
Yeah.
going so great. And then I finally get a chance and I look at my phone and I was like, "Ooh, they equalized it right at the half."
Yeah. Yeah, and this was Angelina Anderson's debut. So like we have a brand new goalie, has not played in a game since she graduated.
She'd be considered our third keeper. Our
Yes. Like
backup to
third,
the backup.
yeah, our third string. But she hasn't played since she finished her collegiate season. And we drafted her. Like it I was like, you know what? This is the time to do it. Let's get crazy. Let's have fun. I think everyone was just blown away because she gave up that goal. And I don't think she could really see the angle from which the ball was coming from, which that happened. But we go into halftime, like, it's great. Everybody's like, okay. Like, there's a good amount of people there, given that it was, I don't know, the temperature of the sun and humid. Like, the air was wet. It was awful.
It's just muggy.
So, like, yeah, if you had air conditioning and you had tickets to the game, honestly, if I had air conditioning, I would have stayed home. Honestly, like that is where I was at with this heat and the storm that's going through. But we come out of halftime. We earn a free kick. 2 minutes in? Something like that. Line up for a free kick. Savannah takes the free kick and just scores. No contact, just immediately straight into the box, like into the goal. Like, what?
It's like, move over, Messi. We can do that too.
Right. It was one of those, like, it happened. Everyone lined up. Okay, cool. Free kick. I'm assuming there's some set piece. They're going to do some play. No. Homegirl just said, not tonight. We're scoring tonight. We're just lighting this place up.
Okay, so...
And granted, that could have been the objective.
The goal was at the 47th minute. And I only know this because I pulled together the FOTMOB info to put into the script. But
right.
It was at the 47th minute. I remember you texting me, oh my God, another goal. And I was like, cool. And then I started looking it up to see who scored because like you didn't even get a chance to say
even type.
that it was McCaskill. And then the next thing I know, you're sending me a Twitter link with a video of the goal already posted by NWSL or something like that. It was just like, wow, that
My
went up
girlfriend
so
and
quick.
We were the first two people to retweet it. We just sat there trying to read it. It was that important.
That was an amazing goal though. Like being able, I granted I still haven't even seen the replay or haven't seen her first goal, but that goal on the free kick was clean. It
sent a message. The cool thing is that that's the first ACFC brace in the Challenge Cup. I think it's the first brace in the Challenge Cup. A brace is when you score 2 goals in a game, when one person scores 2 goals. Like, it's a couple different things. Savannah is now the all-time leading scorer for Angel City. Like, it's bonkers.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then, so we get in, it's like towards the end of the game. I'm no joke, I'm looking at our text messages to see when I texted you. Yeah. So the game was at 7:30. So this was an hour or some later. But Paige gives up a penalty kick. It was kind of a questionable, I guess. It makes sense. It was called a penalty, but like, whatever. I would have been like, get over yourself. Deal with running into a brick wall. That's on you. We give up this penalty kick. I don't know who lines up for it. I don't care. She lines up. I have watched the replay of this probably 30 times. because my sports brain is like, how did we do this? How did we block this penalty kick? How did Angelina Anderson, in her Angel City professional soccer debut, block a penalty kick?
Just
And then
clocked it.
immediately have 3 more saves in the next 2 minutes.
Okay, so
Like
this
she was different.
this is where I jumped in to watch the match. This is when I was
Yes.
finally able to got everything was winding down for the kid's birthday party, all of that stuff. Kids were watching Bluey, as I said, inside. I got to sit down on the couch and I opened up my phone, started watching it, and it was them setting up for the kick. So I didn't see the foul.
geez.
I didn't see anything. I was just like, I pulled it up, and I think I was trying to text you at the same time, but also
Yeah.
I'm not like
Like
watching
trying
on
to
TV.
watch it. Yeah.
And it's like on my phone, so I can't I have to swipe out to like text you to swipe back in, and it was a thing. So I just left it alone, and yeah, like she totally committed, but guessed the right way, blocked that PK. It was
Like,
amazing. And then
the
yes,
reason-
the nerves were up really high because it was the last 10 minutes of the match, and then
And then
and they just kept coming.
they just, like, we couldn't clear the ball far enough. Like, we'd clear it, it'd come back in. We'd clear it, it'd come back in. Like, she was ice cold. Like, ice runs in her veins. You cannot tell her anything. Queen Angelina Anderson. Yes, thank you. We appreciate your service. Like, insane. I'm not joking when I say I probably watched that clip 30 times because I was trying to figure out how she read the kick. I've watched it from different angles in slow motion, and she flinches. She's standing there and she jumps up and down, preps herself, and she has her hands are by her side, and she just, I don't know if she did it on purpose or not. Like, obviously, like, I'd have to ask her, like, did you know you did this? Her hand her hand just goes like, meh, it just flinches. And then the player from the Thorn, again, no idea who it was. I don't remember from the game. I haven't looked it up. It's inconsequential. She sees her flinch. She sees her hand move and then goes to kick the ball. Like, in a millisecond, Angelina flicked her hand. The kicker moves to her left. Angelina goes to the right and saves the PK. And just insane. I will probably watch it again when we're done. It's so satisfying. And the crazy thing, I will say, I called this. I absolutely called her saving that PK. We're sitting there, and it's me, my girlfriend, and our friend Richie. And we're all like so stressed out, and we had moved down a few rows because, you know, it's Challenge Cup now. Not everybody's there. It was hot, all that. And granted, I say that, and we still had 13 or 14,000 people at this game. So, like, we are very spoiled as Angel City fans to expect a full house every game. But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, the World Cup has had so many penalty kicks. This is the worst anyone's ever scored. Like, this is the lowest scoring penalty kick situation. If they can do it, we can do it. No joke. I say, if they can do it, we can do it. And we're all like, yeah. Eva's got her hands over her face. Richie's recording it. I'm like, I can't even fully look at what's happening. I'm so like, oh God, I can't breathe. And then I take a deep breath. I look up. The play begins, and then we save it. And all three of us were just like, full on losing it. This stadium, bonkers. It was electric. It was
We're going to need that
amazing.
recording from Richie there.
We probably can't even put it on social media or anything. It's probably us cussing so much, just freaking out. Yeah, it was fantastic. The team held on through 10 minutes of stoppage time. Another family in my group where we were all just, this isn't the World Cup. Why are there so many minutes? Like,
Yeah,
hold on.
The stoppage was crazy, and not having watched the rest of the game, I was like, wow, something went down that there's 10 minutes.
There was a lot. There's a lot. But we won, and that's what matters. Yay.
Yep. Well, all that leads, again, we were going to do this whole bit of, like, you know,
Yeah, like
TikTok
robot voice,
voiceover,
like-
robot saying everything really quickly. But now we actually get to dig into the standings. With this win, Drum roll, we get 7 points and we're in second place. Now, what does that mean in the
Insane.
Challenge Cup? Unfortunately, nothing. In the Challenge Cup, as we've said before, the first place team in the Central, West, and East Division move on to the tournament. And then the highest placing second place team out of all three will move on. We're currently sitting in second with 7 points and a -1 goal differential, meaning that we have scored 6 times, but we have been scored on 7 times. Gives us a -1. And tiebreakers, the way they are, you first go by points. If you're tied by points, then you go by goal differential. And then if you are tied on goal differential, usually you end up going with goals scored as like the next way of breaking a tie. There's almost, that'll be a fun one to cover in our like casual guide to just like soccer basics.
Yeah. Goal differential and
The-
goals scored and
Exactly,
how
'cause
points are created. Yeah.
you can tie and you can tie and get a point, right? But there are multiple criterias already set up on how to break a tie when you have the same points, and there's so many of them that like you can keep going down. Literally the last one I believe is a coin toss. There's no like, okay, you guys are tied all the way down here, let's have a sudden death match. It's literally a coin toss. I don't ever remember hearing that it's ever gone that far, but it's gone close because the last couple criteria is usually like reds and yellows. And there's been times,
cards get involved. Like
there's been times like even in the Olympics or in the World Cup where teams have been disqualified because they had one more yellow card throughout the tournament rather than, so it gets crazy. But backing that all up, we don't really have a chance of advancing, but let's have some what if fun.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
So the other second place teams in the East, we have Gotham. They also have 7 points, but they have a +1 goal differential. But
Interesting.
they're on 4 matches. We're on 5. Actually, did they play by now?
No, they haven't. I just looked
haven't.
it up because I wanted to see who they were playing next.
Okay, so they're still on 4. They have another match to play to get them even on us. So, with that being said, they would have to lose their next 2 matches, and we would need to score 2 more points than they do in the next 2 matches. For example, if they lose 2-1, we would need to score or win by 3 in our last match to even out and beat them in the goal differential category.
The crazy thing is, like I said, I just looked up their schedule because I wanted to see like who they were playing. There's a very good chance they might lose the next game to even up at 5 games played because they're playing the Courage. And the Courage are in first place overall. They are having a hell of a season. They just put up like 6 goals a couple weeks ago. So like it's very possible they could lose at least one of these matches.
And the way we've been playing and the way everybody's playing right now, because these last 2 matches still take place during the World Cup window, a lot of their World Cup players are not going to be here. And I doubt even if they are coming back, because they didn't move on, they're not going to be match ready. No, you're flying from the other side of the world. Like
you need to figure out your jet lag and remember what day it is and what time it is and all that good stuff.
We're having a hard enough time figuring out what day the game is on and like, do I stay up tonight or do I stay up tomorrow night?
Exactly.
Yeah. And okay, so in the Central, we have Kansas City. The Current is on 10 points with a +7 goal differential.
Sheesh.
So here's the bigger what if, right? They would need to lose their last match, and we would need to win our last match by a factor of 10. Not factor, sorry. Win by 10 points.
Listen.
So, come on, 10-0 blowout versus San Diego down in Snappy.
Listen, Let's go. Let's effing go. Why
So
not?
all of
Let's
this is
go.
just all of this is to say, Becky, the tremendous Tweed, just keep having fun with these matches. It feels like you
Yeah.
are having fun with these. It feels like the team is having fun with these. They're
Mm-hmm.
they don't look like they're preoccupied with performing in the sense of I need to make a contribution, so I need to try my hardest. They're really gelling in the way of I need to make a contribution, so I am going to work with everyone
Yes.
else, right?
The way
I
that everybody has talked about, the team just needs time to gel. The team needs time to figure each other out. That's happening right now in real time. That's what we're seeing. That was the difference on Saturday. Honestly, I can't wait for this game.
and something that I recently heard being described on, unfortunately, some of the World Cup matches that we've been watching is that when the team doesn't look like they're gelling,
Yep.
they're calling it this kind of like hero mentality, right? And you see this a
Mhm.
lot with teams where you have a couple of superstar players and
Yep.
they feel like they are the ones that need to carry the burden, carry the load with everything, and they are trying extra hard to make that spectacular goal or make that
The post World Cup commentators, individual moments of brilliance.
exactly.
That's the phrase you're looking for.
They're
They're looking
they're
for individual moments of brilliance.
they're looking for that at the expense of actually playing
Yes.
with everybody. And I feel that this team, not that they had that issue before and that's why we lost before, there was other reasons.
Yeah.
But it feels like right now they're gelling to the point where they trust each other a lot more and they're
Hmm.
having fun with it. Again, this is a game, right? It's one of those things
Yeah.
where the old saying of if you love what you do and you're having fun, it's not a job, right?
Hmm.
Like they feel like they're having fun. So last thing I'm gonna say about all this, Tweed unbeaten in 6, baby.
To come in
If
as an interim
if
coach
she
in the
doesn't
middle
get
of the
this,
season and be upset that you're not 6-0, 6 wins. You've got 2 draws under your belt. Like there was one post game. I think this was after the 4th game. They asked her, like, you're unbeaten so far. She's like, yeah, that's great. Would have been nice to win all of them though. Yes.
that's the
Yes.
drive.
I love a cutthroat competitor in the sense where they're just like, no, I just came here to win. I came here to win. So did everybody else over there. We're just going to do this together. It definitely feels so collaborative in ways that it didn't before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
So,
the tremendous Tweed for you.
woo!
And then we'll go on into the preview for the next match. So to preview our next opponent, we've got the San Diego Wave. Again, I know it seems
For the bajillionth time this season.
the way the Challenge Cup has spread throughout the season has been, one, great because less injuries, but two, just the way we're grouped together feels like we're playing everybody all the time. And it just happened to be that with San Diego, we kind of played them back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I
So
feel like we've played San Diego and only San Diego for the last 2 months. I know we've recorded plenty of other episodes, but like my brain is just no, that's the only other team you've played.
exactly.
I know
We're
more
playing
about this team than I ever wanted to know.
We're playing them down in San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium. So we're going to go through these pretty quickly just because, like we said, we've done a couple of preview episodes with them already. We've talked about a lot of their players. Some of their players might already be at the World Cup that we've talked about before. So we're trying to hit some new people. But here you go. Players to watch.
Alrighty. So for Angel City, we've got Savannah McCaskill. We talked about her a lot in the last episode, which led me to realize that I haven't talked about Savannah McCaskill enough this season. She is a midfielder. She's been a stalwart of our offense and defense since kickoff last season. She has really upped her game, I think, since joining ACFC. And it has just been an all around solid player for the team. And I think she's a great example for a lot of our younger players. As somebody who came into the league, bounced around a little bit, struggled a little bit, but finally has found her footing, I believe, in Angel City and here in LA. She just hit 100 caps in the league, which is super cool.
I mean,
Given,
that's just amazing.
yeah,
Given that the season's only 22 matches.
right. And it's 22 matches this season, and this is the longest season thus far. So
Yes.
to accumulate 100 caps, you're playing a lot, you're doing a lot of things. Sab was the 2022 ACFC Golden Boot winner. So she scored the most goals on our team last season was 7. Like the first goal in she just scored at very important time for Angel City.
Key
Like
moments, yes.
our first home game, like when it mattered, down to the wire, that kind of thing. She's just been a great asset to the team. And I'm curious to see what her role is going to be going forward. But I think she's going to be playing great during the World Cup break. So for us, it's Savannah McCaskill. She's number 9 in the midfield. She's got a little bun on the top of her, so you can't miss her. Yeah, that's Angel City. Like I said last episode, we only have so many players. I got to stretch this out. We'll end up talking about everybody once or twice, I'm sure, but still.
The season goes to October.
Yeah, I
So-
gotta make sure we have content, guys. For San Diego, we have Danielle Colaprico, who is a midfielder. She scored the rocket of a goal against us the last time we played San Diego. She's a fantastic midfielder, great on offense, great on defense, and just a general threat. And then we've got Taylor Korniak, who is like an attacking midfielder in the sense that she's technically in the midfield, but scores a lot as well. And one key thing is that she, for the NWSL, is so tall. I am 5'10", I think now. I've shrunk an inch. I was 5'11" at my tallest. But she is a couple inches taller than me at 6'1", and that makes a huge difference on the pitch because your height makes you an easy target for passes, like long passes down the field, set pieces. If you need to header into the goal, like you're gonna aim that ball.
You just tower over
exactly.
everyone.
Like someone who's 6'1" jumping is a lot taller than somebody who's 5'3" jumping, regardless. Like someone who's 5'3" could jump to 6'1", someone who's 6'1" can jump to, 6'6" if they're really getting. So it's a big, big difference, and she makes a huge impact on the pitch. She's another U.S. women's national team contender. She did not make the World Cup roster for the U.S. this year because she's had a little bit of an injury-riddled season, which sucks because
it always sucks for a player.
she's a huge asset to the team. We'll see her in the next Olympics, I'm sure. We'll see her in the next World Cup, I'm sure. She's young. It's like you're young, and so you can get your body right and play to your own advantage. Like you're going to have a fantastic career. Whether or not she makes the national team again, she's still going to make a huge, huge impact in the NWSL. But she's fantastic. I like her a lot. And then
you're not supposed to like them as much.
I know. I don't like them as much, but I like her a lot. She's great. She also, one of the reasons San Diego was so good last season was the amount of players they had who had played together before. And Taylor Korniak and Alex Morgan were playing together at Orlando, which is why they connect so well on the pitch for San Diego. They didn't have a learning curve. They just moved. Basically, it was like copy paste from Orlando to San Diego. So she's a big scoring threat. She's a big defensive threat. She's everywhere. And then last but not least, Melanie Barcenas, who is a forward. I'm just going to preface this by saying I've never felt so old. She is 15. I could be her mom, and not in like a, oh my God, like baby's having babies kind of thing. Like I was a full-fledged adult when she was born, and that is wild. I mean, honestly, same with Alyssa Thompson. But like, 15.
15. Yeah.
I was like getting ready to graduate college when she was brought into this world. And that's stressful. But yeah, she obviously is fantastic to be able to go pro at such a young age. When we played San Diego we effectively shut her down when she came in the second half. Allie Riley was definitely in World Cup form in the way she defended her. People were like, oh, Melanie's going to eat up this team, blah, blah, blah. But yes, this is one of those like, yes, younger players are faster because they have good knees and they haven't had as much wear and tear on their bodies. But there is something that is an intangible when it comes to a veteran. It's the experience. It's being able to see into the future of where somebody's going to go, left, right, that kind of thing. And Cap held her own against this child. She's so small. She's also like very petite. So it just throws me off that I'm like, you're too small to be on the pitch. She's making it a name for herself. She's playing really well. And she's obviously a threat for San Diego when it comes to scoring. Alrighty. So numbers wise, because I almost forgot. We've got Taylor Korniak, who's a midfielder, number 23. Danielle Colaprico, who's also a midfielder, at number 24. Melanie Barcenas, who's a forward, at number 25. So kind of easy to remember. Tallest one is 23. The other two
and then it goes down from there.
Very small. Yes, they're both very, very small women.
And just in case we didn't do it, Savannah McCaskill, number 9, playing in the midfield. Top bun. Can't miss her. So, yeah, again, we've recorded a bunch of these, but history between the two teams. Last year in the Challenge Cup, we lost 1 and we tied 1. And then currently, we're doing better. We've won 1, which was that amazing win against them when they came up here. So let's keep it going. If you listen to our last pod about the Challenge Cup, I took everyone on a crazy little deep dive on possibilities with the standings. So looking forward to hopefully getting a win here.
We don't know.
We don't
we
know.
are coming to you from the future, or from the past, but also the future. Like I don't know.
We would have re-recorded the top part and we would have said everything the way it is. So you've been updated and we'll keep it going from there. Definitely. So this match is going to be August 5th, is going to be a Saturday down in San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium. It is going to be a 4:30 p.m. matchup. Now, kind of weird to have a Saturday match at 4:30, but it's San Diego, so it's whatever they want to do.
Just remember, if you're going down there, hats, sunscreen, hydration. There's no shade in Snappy.
As I saw somewhere, no shade FC.
Exactly. Honestly.
That stadium has absolutely nothing as far as shade. 4:30, you're still going to get a pretty good amount of sun out there.
Yeah, sun doesn't go down till almost 8 o'clock. Nope.
Yeah, sunscreen, water, hats. Buy yourself one of those like little umbrella hats too. Maybe find a black and pink one and make yourself stand out. Broadcast schedule, it's going to be on Paramount Plus, just like most of our matches. If for the US, internationally, you can watch it on nwslsoccer.com, or you can also listen on the iHeartRadio app for English language radio.
And when it comes to listening to the podcast, you can find us on all podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Pod, Spotify, Overcast, a whole bunch of other ones I don't remember because there's a lot. Share it with your friends, post on your Instagram stories, on Twitter or X, whatever it's called, like whatever your preferred social media platform. We're most likely there at Casual FC Pod. So Instagram, Twitter /X, I don't know, whatever it's called. TikTok, Thread. We're posting the audio of the podcast up on YouTube if that's what you prefer. Basically, if you're on the internet, so are we. So do yourself a favor, subscribe where you can or where you feel like is the best place for you. And share it with your friends. Leave a comment, leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. Shoot us a DM. Say hi. To those of you who've been interacting on Instagram, thanks. It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, you guys are keeping us going. And yeah, we'll see you next game.
See you next game. Bye.
Bye.